You know we're going to talk today. Let this get cracking. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Y'all know we got a lot to talk about. I'm just waiting for my camera to get rolling. Can we start? Is this something we can do? Can we like can we move? We got something to talk. We got something to talk about today. Trump is just getting worse. Like I thought it was going to get better. Y'all, if I started this, I'm like, all right. Y'all know, anybody who's been here before know my goal wasn't to start a YouTube channel to talk about politics. It was not my goal. Well, maybe, but it was about, and nothing to do with no Trump. Trump gets into office and he starts his nonsense. Now, here's the straight truth of the matter. I ain't expected to be going like this. I honestly was like, all right, it's going to get better, it's going to get better, it's going to get better. I'm still like, it's going to get better, it's going to get better, it's going to get better, and it's not getting better. I know y'all paying attention to what's happening. And if you're not, then you're in the right place. Because you got to understand. So I'm setting up the channel right now. Ain't going to take me but a minute. Then we're going to dig in. Because this dude is bonkers. And I don't think we're going to get away from this. I think it's going to be just like this. And y'all are just like looking at what it's going to be. Here's my real thoughts on this. They got to know what's happening. Like, they got to know. I can't be the only one that sees what's really happening. People are giving y'all bits and pieces, and nobody wants to say the whole truth, right? But I'm going to give y'all the truth right now. I'm done. I already got the channel set up. I'm ready to roll. So let me give it to y'all. Let me tell y'all my perspective. When you have a country where the leaders just sending in troops to different states or different parts of the region to take control, you have a totalitarian dictator. Full stop. Right? All right. So many of the media outlets, including the neo-journalists that I watch, are expressing the tyranny that they're seeing. That is not news. So then, what am I talking about? What am I doing all this yip? What is the real deal? What is happening that I have not yet said? That y'all about to hear for the first time right now, but get ready because y'all gonna hear this on repeat. Yo, he's cool with Trump. I'm sorry, Trump is cool with Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-il. He's cool with dictators. They had a summit. He wasn't invited. The journalists not really talking about it too much. The neo-journalists, oh, it's just, they're making fun of us. They're not making fun of us. That's wrong. And I hope y'all hear me and get aboard to what's really happening. If you know, speak on it. If you don't know, listen up. This is what's happening. Trump has taken out the main opposition for the red team. And I don't mean the United States Republicans. They're pawns, not even good ones. They're the ones you give up so that you can get so you can get that one across the board so you can come back with a new queen. Here's what's happening. America was the only thing stopping China and Russia from doing what Germany attempted in World War II, which is taking over the world. The only thing stopping them was the number one economy in the world is a problem. It's a tackleable problem. You can tackle it. But when you combine that with the country that has the most military bases in the world, number one military, blah blah blah, that's arguable. What's not arguable is the size, the depth, the girth of the United States military is remarkable. You can't go nowhere in the world without running into a military base that belongs to the US. That's what. So when you combine the military might and the economic fortitude of the United States, they are forced to reckon with on multiple platforms because of those two pieces. Why that's important? Because if they get together with other countries, that's a team that can't be broken. Some people might call it NATO, others might call it G7. See my point? United Nations. Want me to keep going? So, if you can plant someone, if you can put a plant in and take the United States off the board, now who has the next largest military in the world? Who has the next largest economy in the world? Now y'all can come together and take over the rest of the world. The only thing stopping you is the United States. So yeah, they had a summit and Trump wasn't there. Trump wasn't there because Trump is here doing what they need him to do here. They're in bed together. This was a plan. This is why they wanted to cheat and get Trump into office. It's a plan. This isn't some crazy plot twist. They planned this. They've been planning this. They've been planning this. Trump is tied in with Russia and China. He ain't hiding it. He doesn't even try to hide it. He literally rolled out the red carpet. What more do you need? American factory gets bombed. Oh, man, this war. Man, yo, there's nothing I like about this war. Ukraine retaliates. Do not bomb inside Ukraine. What are you, inside of Russia? What are you doing? Just the fact that retaliation wasn't, hey, wait a minute, time out, you can't bomb U.S. factory. He didn't even defend U.S. property to these foreign dictators because he is in bed with them. They come here, what does he do? He goes and takes has a nice little quiet talk with them. The other world leaders come here to talk to him to try and stop Russia from its escalating attacks. He stops the meeting in the middle of the meeting to go report to Russia. He's in bed with them. He stopped his meeting to go report to Russia. We're in a serious crisis. Listen, it's no secret. I was never a big greatest United States fan, blah, 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 blah. You know, my family's Native American. This land was my people's land, blah, blah, all that. But this country is the best thing going on this planet right now. And it's got its downs. It's got its downs. I mean, I look at the blue states and I'm like, yo, why y'all got the highest homeless poverty population, but y'all make the most money? It's got its downsides. This thing's to figure out and fight for. Y'all against socialism. When you was in high school, you listened to socialism and thought it was a good idea. As you got older, they pounded into your head how bad socialism is. So now socialism is bad. But when you first heard about it, making sure that everybody could eat, you said that sounded like a good idea in high school. You had to have your brain beaten into you that everybody getting food and nobody living on the street was a good idea. You had to have it beat into you. Now, you got a dictator, and you could say, you know, we could sugarcoat it, but I'm not anymore. We have a dictator in bed with other dictators, pulling all the strings he needs for them to take over the world. Period. That sounds dramatic. It sounds drastic. I took that leap that nobody else is taking. But here's the deal. He rolled out the red carpet for Vladimir Putin, Vladimir Putin is telling him how to fix the elections. We got some problems in the United States. Vladimir Putin is telling Trump how to fix the elections. You take that word fix it, mix it up how you want. Vladimir Putin fixes his elections, doesn't he? And that's who he's listening to. So if Putin fixes his elections so he wins, and he's telling Trump what's wrong with his elections and how to fix them, what do you think the end result of him fixing the elections is going to be? This isn't rocket science. This isn't third grade math. This is just what it is. I see that the Honorable Dion Powell has decided to join. I'm going to welcome him in.
Okay, let's see if this works out.
What's up? Let me make sure my team know what's going on. I haven't even looked at numbers. I just been rambling. I see you got a fresh.
I'm actually outside the house in a nice area here in Jersey Shore. Are we live? Yes, we're live, aren't we?
Of course. Sunday.
So, I chose the blurry backgrounds. Wow, does my face look raw?
Why not the background from last time?
Oh, it's dark out here. It doesn't look very good. I mean, I can show it to you what it looks like, just in case you see what I mean? There's cuts. Was that okay with you?
Actually, you're so crisp that it doesn't look like a backdrop. But you can do it either way.
All right. Well, at least I'll keep the backdrop for continuity purposes for our audience.
My team I'm trying to let my team know we on here to get people so people can start getting on. I don't know. I haven't looked at these numbers. Nah, he hasn't. All right, what's going on? I need everybody on this shit. Let's go.
How's my audio?
You good?
I'm putting about the mic check. See, if you guys want to see the microphone in the view.
Yeah. We've been on since. Yeah, we've been on. I'm waiting on you to do your thing.
See.
All right, thank you.
Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check. Okay.
You good?
The audio's fine, but the microphone looks a little bit more professional. We the free.
All right. Got to take care of the kitties. We always got a lot to discuss. Where to begin is the question. Well, let's take a look at the notes. What is happening? He's running a little behind. I don't want to start before people start getting in, so maybe I should get an extra few minutes. Did I spell Chipacolypse right?
I believe so. It didn't come up as an error.
Chipacolypse. That shit is crazy. You do have a chair like in the micro. The microphone is weird on your screen.
Yeah, that's what I was saying because
It's reflecting a that's weird. Oh, that's
it's reflecting light, but then the backdrop. That's why I said the one I had was a little bit better, but I'll just
So do the one you had. Do the one you had. It's fine. My background doesn't change. I'm gonna put one more picture up right there, I think.
let me see something here for the fans.
We can get ready to talk about all of this
Yeah, the microphone has to be. Yeah, I see. I see what happened. Okay. Now I'm gonna do it without the microphone. I'll just put it over here somewhere.
insanity going on because we have a lot of that.
Yeah, because I got the black shirt. Yeah, they don't need the microphone. Forget it.
All right, well, we got people starting to come in, and I gotta find the thingy that has our conversation. So that was it. Here we go. Let me set it up so you can share when you're ready. If you're ready, if you're going to multiple participants. All right, so you about ready to have this conversation?
Sure.
Because I mean, it's a doozy. That it's always a doozy. Uh, you know, when I started this show, it wasn't even supposed to be political. Did you know that?
I thought we were supposed to be talking conservative views on life.
When I first started this show, it had nothing to do with politics whatsoever. I was literally going to do a show about history in America. I mean, I guess it's a little political, but it wouldn't have been about politics. I mean, you can't talk about the history without touching on politics. But Donald Trump came into office and policy started being applied that I simply couldn't ignore. And that's how we got here. And every couple of weeks, I'm like, all right, at least this is probably it. It's probably gonna die down, and I'm gonna fall into the stuff I was supposed to be doing. But every week, consecutively, ongoing, Trump has made things more and more interesting. So, I mean, I didn't want to delve into politics at all, and now I'm knee deep in politics because it affects all of us and the things that are going on. Well, anyway, we're going to get started. I got to put my kid to bed in a minute, so I'm going to have to take a break. But welcome to the Think Tank. We use critical thinking, deductive reasoning, pinch of common sense to draw unbiased and logical conclusions based on the evidence that we have. I'm your host, Leonard Sanderson, here with my co-host that is with me every Sunday night, the Honorable Dion Powell. Dion.
Yes, I'm 78th Assembly District Leader Dion Powell of the Bronx Conservative Party, a Trump apologist, strategist, overall community consultant, and solutionist, if you know what that is.
Hmm. Well, I hope we can come up with some solutions because we appear to have some serious problems.
And I
Oh,
apologize to
wow.
the fans, the beard had to go. So
I didn't
it's
even
still there though.
recognize you. I was like, yo, who's this on my. Nah. Like, you definitely look different. Is it because you're canvassing?
Yeah, I'm in New Jersey trying to flip it red. It's governor's race in South Jersey where the Jersey Shore and those guys from that show on MTV, hang out.
I'm aware. I do believe that the mayor of Newark, is going to win the race. He's Trump's people set him up when they arrested him to win. Um, they did. They put him in a national spotlight. It's kind of like what the Democrats did with Trump, when all you do was talk about him. So now that he's in everybody's minds, the Republicans did that with the governor of Newark. Now the mayor of Newark, rather. Now he's the front runner because he's the name everybody knows because the Republicans arrested him. I don't know if that was intelligent. Maybe we should be grateful, but I digress. So let's dig into this, right? The number one headline I see is that there were 475 Koreans busted in an ICE raid. Have you heard about that?
Yes, I have actually. And it's a big problem because now They've organized themselves to take American jobs and push American citizens out of that market. And the South Korean president is even involved with these South Korean nationals. So that's the thing about having these other cultures invade and pour in. They take care of their own people, pay them horrible wages, horrible work conditions, horrible living conditions amongst themselves, and it's being exposed. Back to you.
Wow. Maybe the Native Americans should have said that about the people that invaded when they got here, right? Anyway, so who are these national Koreans? Who were they? Do you know anything about them?
Well, business people, and then also their workforce that they, get through the border, very methodically put together with this factory that,
Or
American,
any of them illegal?
any of them illegal.
Were any of them illegal?
I have to look into that. I mean, some were, some weren't. It was like a mixed bag, I believe.
Okay. Let's take a look, because I honestly am not sure. There's only one way to find out. 475 Koreans, ICE agents should do the trick, right? Biggest raid ever. Oh, it was a Hyundai plant. That's right.
Monday.
So Trump says, bring your business here. Don't do business in America. Void tariffs, bring your business here. North Korea brings Hyundai here. And they do an ice raid on them. Fucking Trump. Excuse my
The
language.
workers, Leo, you already you bypassed the workers and made about the brand. Think about all the illegal aliens that are working there, 10 families in a house, subpar wages, maybe $1 an hour. I'm exaggerating, of course. And yeah, no rights, no health insurance, nothing. So that's not a really problem for you. The humanitarian crisis that's been caused by an open border and human trafficking and exploitation of labor.
Led away in chains. Wow. Um, okay. 475. Let's see. 300 Korean nationalists. It was a $7.6 billion factory complex. Wow.
They should
If
have
you
those.
brought that kind of money to my country, all the taxes being paid, all the money being made, I would not be raiding your factory. 3,000-acre
What about
complex.
the labor violations and the human trafficking of this labor across the border? You don't see any problem with that indentured type of servitude?
Well, the ICE agent in charge said all 475 detainees were illegal. Korea's denying that, of course.
That wasn't well coordinated and planned. How South Koreans crossed the border and miraculously now working in a Hyundai plant, overstay their visas, work visas, etc. Who knows? It's a problem.
So this is the kind of thing that is a little shocking. I mean, when you look at what's happening, this is happening on a national level. Let's take Chicago for random. I mean, we could take LA, we could say New York's coming, we could definitely use DC. But DC, you're gonna say, oh well, it's not really a city. It's really a blah 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 blah. And Trump could do this legally, which is actually accurate. But the things that Trump is saying about Chicago should be alarming to every citizen in the country. Do you disagree?
Sure, I'm gonna agree with that. Keep going.
The person sitting in the presidency to the White House should not just randomly be choosing cities to send troops into. I mean, he took a look at something that happened in Portland and was like, oh, sending in troops. It was old footage. Like, it was something from when he was in his first term where he didn't send troops in. But now he wants to. Now he wants to quash quelch, excuse me, any peaceful resistance, anything that's under the right to assemble, which means constitutionally correct. Oh, you're shaking your head. Enlighten the ladies and gentlemen that are listening in.
Well, we all know because I watched a YouTuber previously to get some of this terminology. Chicago used to be called Chirac for a reason. Let the man send the National Guard and deter a lot of crime like he's done in DC and other places. So Chicago residents, like DC residents, Baltimore residents that ran up on the mayor and Governor Westmore and exploited their photo op with their security. So, excuse me 1 second, Leo. I think my laptop got unplugged.
Well, while he's taking care of that, listen, this bit's very important. If you have a leader sending in troops into cities, just you're under an authoritarian dictatorial
Oh
rule.
God.
The dude is sending troops into cities. Like, just
Not just because of violence, and a good portion of the law-abiding citizens and black victims, because blacks are the number one victims of this crime, need the president. And they welcome him with open arms. Good old Uncle Trump.
that is a perspective. It's not based in reality, but it is a perspective. Here's the reality that you can not like, or whatever. When you have a man sitting in the White House directing troops into cities against the law, against the will of the people who elected an official to represent them, who is saying, we do not want you. And by law, you cannot go in legally unless you're requested. You have a dictator. You cannot legally, the president cannot legally send troops into a city unless the mayor requests that the troops are sent there. Furthermore, it's enshrined in the Constitution that the president cannot use the National Guard or any military facility, any military faculty, excuse me, to fight crime. It's not legal. You cannot send in the military for crime. It's called posse comitatus. Now, this is the point where I'm supposed to say it's for commercial or entertainment purposes only. But you can look up posse comitatus. We can look it up for you. I've done it too many times. I'm not going to do it today. It is against the law. He's literally breaking down the Constitution, ignoring it, and sending troops into cities. Now, here I am, a black man, right? Personally, I've served in the military, right? I feel safer walking down the block, seeing other black people, yo, what's up, please, kid, than walking past armed military troops with my kids. Like this is Germany right before World War II. I can't imagine anything other than, like this military wants to send military in everywhere. Reconcile that for me, please.
Once again, we have the National Guard in our subway systems here in New York. Nobody's making a big scene about that. So again, the president, the media, everybody knows these cities are crime ridden. But when the president decided to do something about it, it's a big uproar. Whereas they
Because
use the
it's illegal. Oh, it's so
oh, you know
it's
what,
okay for the
Leo?
president. So
It
you're good
is.
with the president breaking the law. Is that your Uncle Trump that everybody else calls daddy? You just don't want to sound soft. I got it. Your Uncle Trump. You're okay with
We
your Uncle Trump breaking the law. Well, he's a felon anyway, so I guess
Yes, here
we're
we
just used to
go.
that.
34 counts of stuff that we don't even understand, which is like
That you don't
nothing.
understand.
Campaign finance violation. That was whole big nothing burger. 34 counts. Just call
That
him
is
a felon.
not
He
what
still
happened.
won.
That is not what happened.
That is what happened. It was a campaign finance violation. I can rehash the whole reason why he has 34 counts. Because he
Obviously not,
used
because that
campaign
is not
money
all of his
as
counts.
hush money. That's it. That's the long story short of that trial. And it happened years ago. The previous district attorney didn't want to touch it. But yes, Donald Trump is illegal because he used campaign finance violations of money to tell Stormy Daniels to please shut up about this situation. But let's go back to present day.
That was a lawsuit, right?
Yes, during his
No,
first administration, he used campaign money with his snake of
I
a
do recall
lawyer,
that.
Cohen, to pay Stormy Daniels, the porn star, money. Understand? So you can't use campaign money to pay off women. How's that sound, Leo? But guess what?
Oh, he was stealing. He was stealing money from people and using it for his own personal gain. Got it.
What did I just say? He
That
used the
is what you just said. I
campaign's
repeated what you just
money.
said. I just made it simple.
All right, fine. Well, I'll leave
Am
it
I
at
wrong
two.
about what I just said?
I don't think so, but I don't know. Keep talking because everybody knows nobody cares. That's the first thing, and they voted for him anyway. The convicted felon in chief. Happy, you can call him whatever you want. He's still the president.
That's true. What do I say about that? That's true. He's the president, and he got away. He got in the seat breaking laws, so now he knows he can do it. Then the judicial branch is like they dubbed him king and said you can't touch him no matter what he does because of some stupid law that they came up with the way
Now
they
the law is
interpreted some
stupid.
law.
He broke the law. Now the law is stupid. Like, well, which is it?
Well, okay. So you want to know exactly what it is?
Yeah, go
Exactly
ahead.
what it is that the law didn't say that. They interpreted it that
Oh God.
we feel it means that he shouldn't be able to be touched because that's how it works, right? Congress makes the laws. The president can veto it, and then the Congress can go over his head. But the people that determines what is written down and how it's interpreted is the Supreme Court. They looked at him and was like, well, the way it looks to us is he good money. And he was like now we're gonna get serious. And now he's just sending troops in, and the mayors are like, no, we don't need your help. Full stop. You don't come in here. And he's like, move aside. Send in the troops, literally. And that is horrendous and definitively not legal. I need 2 minutes.
What, Leo?
I'll be
Well,
right
back to
back.
the
Please keep
Dion
them entertained.
show.
Tell them why it's okay for King Trump to send in the troops.
Well, shout out to the single fathers like Leo as I take the microphone away and explain to you why. Listen, we all know Black in America, cousin so and so, social media so and so. These cities are horrible. Nobody's gonna do it, but when the white man comes to do it and clean up, he's the biggest racist in town. But Black America, locally, with our Black leaders and our first time Black mayors, or whatever the case may be, they fail us. And you have to speak about all the victims that are Black because it always happens to us disproportionately. Somebody's cousin, kid, nephew, shot, killed, stabbed, robbed, etc. And this is why people in Chicago and Baltimore and LA and beyond, like, yes, President Trump, come in and flip this script. That's what the man was elected for. And here he comes. So I don't see any problem with that. Do you? So, but in other news, family, as I go down the agenda and I could do my monologue with Dion, let's talk about what's going on with the vaccines. Here it is. Something that I like to talk about a great length. Shout out to Robert Kennedy Jr., Secretary of Health and Human Services. I used to work for his PAC in
Oh
my
no no
career,
no 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 no! You're
2024.
not gonna jump to that yet. No 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 no! I'm back.
Oh,
Hold on, that was a good
he's
try.
back.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, listen, that was good. That was good. We'll get to the FDR. But last time we went to FDR, we lost about
RFK
1,500 people.
Jr.
whatever his name is. He lost about 1,500 people, so we're gonna wait to do that. So, yes. So, all right. So I heard everything you had to say about why it's a great idea to send people in. Here's the truth of the matter: the rules are there for a reason. Now, the Republican Party is supposed to be the party up until Trump was the party that was for states' rights. Now, the party's the one violating, wait for it, states' rights. And now, people, the Republican Party is supposed to be the party. Is that your?
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I was trying
Not
to
a
see
problem.
the live chat. So go ahead. Sorry to put on.
So we should be defending state rights. That's what we should be doing.
Agree. I will agree, Leo. He is breaking the law in the sense that this is overreach. That's a fact. And a lot of people, even here in the mayor's race in New York, that are Republicans have told me, yeah, Donald Trump was wrong for this one because he is overreaching his power in the executive branch and interfering in affairs of local elections and local municipalities, which he's not supposed to do. But the people, on the other hand, like, wow, this is actually different. This is great. Keep doing what you're doing, Trump.
So the people do not want the rule of the land. They want to ignore the Constitution. I want to ignore the Constitution too. But here's how the law works from my understanding as someone who is outside of the legal system that just whooped two court or lawyers behind in court. The way the law works is a law is written down, passes, becomes law. That law is the only thing that separates people from animals. Because without that law, people could do whatever they want. With that law, listen, people interpret things differently. You go to different countries, and the things that Donald Trump is alleged for having doing with Epstein is legal. Because the laws are different. 15, 13-year-olds are okay in certain countries. This is America. It's not good. But those are our laws. These are laws that should not be broken. These are laws for a reason. If the president's okay with breaking laws and he's got a track record of doing it, what makes you think he's innocent of other stuff? He has a track record of breaking the rules that are put in place that makes us, you ready for it, a civilized society. Laws are the things that make us a civilized society. Now, Trump wants to skirt these laws. The laws that protect the states are important. It's what we fought for when we was going against the Confederacy. But then again, you got Trump and his menagerie wanting to rename American bases after Confederate fallen heroes for the Confederacy. They lost. But the Confederacy represents something that Trump wants, that J.D. Vance wants.
The South will rise again. Ever heard that one?
It already has.
Song of the South.
Trump is in charge. It has. It's already. Listen, they're literally putting up Confederate statues. Like, they're literally putting up Confederate statues. They're putting up Confederate statues. We're in America.
The ones that were torn down by BLM during the summer of 2020?
They lost. The Confederates lost. We should tear down their statues. They don't have a place in America. This is America, not the Confederate. Well, the president is putting up Confederate statues, sending troops into states, rolling out the red carpet for war criminals.
Oh, God.
Listen, what did I say that's not true? I think he's in bed with Trump.
Oh, God.
I think he's deeply in bed with Trump.
Sheesh.
That's my take. Trump and Putin are working together Trump, we are now the Axis powers.
To
Listen,
what
here's
end?
a
As the cliche goes, to what end are they working together? I like to hear this.
world domination, domination, domination.
Domination. Well, Putin actually plays both sides. That's true because he was with the president of China. He was with the spaceman, the rocket man as well. He
How does he play
was with
both
the
sides? I
president
don't understand.
who was with the president of India. So how is him? So Donald Trump is he's playing both sides. You're saying
No, he's not. How would he be playing both sides?
Putin. If Donald Trump and
Who?
Putin are in league together, and Putin is also in league with the president of China and the extra access powers, then who's the real threat? Ukraine?
Well, I do believe I've heard you say a multitude of times. He gets along with it. He gets along with Kim. He gets along with the president of China, with Jing I can't remember his name. He gets along with them. That's what you always say. He gets along with them. So how is Putin playing both sides? They're all in league together. You know who Trump doesn't get along with? Our old allies. He doesn't get along with the UK. He doesn't get along with Zelensky. He doesn't get along with the NATO. He doesn't get along with G7. That's who he doesn't get along with. He gets along very well with the Axis powers.
The
Those are his
dictators,
people.
because he wants to be one, right? He gets along with other
No, he
dictators.
doesn't want to be a dictator. He is a dictator.
Oh, really? So,
Yes.
so all this free
Gloves off.
speech,
Let's go.
so all this free speech we have right now under dictatorship, we shouldn't be assassinated right now for all the stuff that we're talking about.
Well, this free speech is slowly being eradicated. What happens to people in the mainstream media when they talk against Trump? He calls for their heads.
No,
Maybe
no,
they don't get
no.
literally taken out.
The people in mainstream media destroy themselves by telling lies. Can't stop talking about Trump and the viewership goes down because, like, you know what? We're tired of hearing about Trump. We want to hear something else. They're their undoing. They can't help themselves.
So you think that people don't want to hear about Trump?
On the mainstream media, which has lied, ABC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, oh, MS Now, MSDNC had to change its name to MS Now because it's so bad with their ratings, they have to try to rebrand. Did you know
Fox
that?
talks about Trump. They seem to be just fine.
Because they give somewhat of a positive spin and balance sometimes reporting. So a lot of people from the other name brands watch Fox. You know what? These guys, they're not going to lie to our face and think that we're stupid.
When I watch Fox, that's exactly what they do. And I watch Fox. I watch about 3, 4 hours today. I'm listening to this like, wait a minute, that's not true. Because they tell a lot of lies. they 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 tell a lot. The propaganda is real. The propaganda is extraordinary. Fox News is a propaganda station.
And the previous ones I said before that are worse. If Fox News is a propaganda station, the ones I said before that are worse because they've been caught and they had to pay Donald Trump's fund, charity, or whatever millions of dollars because they lied. Like George Snuffleupagus. Remember him?
And what did he lie about?
He said Donald Trump raped someone when that was a complete lie. And he beat his chest and said it was matter of fact and true. Donald Trump said, wow, this is slander. You're hurting my chance to be president. I have a lot of damages. And you need to stop this guy. They didn't. He kept saying Donald Trump was a rapist. Boy, they took him to court. The court said, yeah, you guys are liable for damages to the president. You need to pay him. And so Trump said, I'm a nice guy. I'll settle for X amount of millions of dollars. And on top of that, George Stephanopoulos kept his job. Isn't that interesting? As a reporter that reported fake news.
Now, is it fake news? Let's take a deeper dive.
Okay.
Is Donald Trump guilty? The
Of
evidence
rape? No.
suggests the evidence suggests that it's a strong possibility. What evidence is that? Accusers that have been disappeared or that are afraid to testify against him.
Oh
His
God.
name being all over the Epstein files. Him going after them files to get his names eradicated. Did you keep that hot mic that was going on? Yo, so Who is that from the Department of Justice? This idiot. He goes out on a date on Hinge. On a date with a girl from Hinge. Right? FBI dude. The deputy director at FBI. Goes out on this date. He doesn't know that the girl's a reporter. He doesn't deny the conversation. He's like, yeah, we're gonna take all the we got Ghislaine Maxwell out of jail and put her in the camp to keep her quiet so she wouldn't rat on Trump. He said that. He said that. He said that. You know what else that came out of that conversation that we might find that's a little bit interesting, other than the fact that they moved Ghislaine Maxwell to keep her mouth shut, because she has the goods on Trump. And what do you think she has on Trump? What else came out of that? We're going to redact all the Republican names and leave the Democrat ones in. All of this was said to a reporter. I mean, these guys are just plain stupid. You said that to a reporter? Some random woman you met on Hinge? And he was like, oh, I didn't know she was a reporter. I told her I worked at the Department of Justice. I didn't tell her what I do. All types of stupid.
Well, it happens all types of stupid politics, my friend. Believe me. Shout out to Project Veritas. How about that? You know about them?
I'm not aware.
They're infamous for putting those kind of undercover people in date scenarios, give all the information. Ugh. Watch what you say.
Well, the information here is that Trump is had Ghislaine Maxwell moved because she has the goods on him. That's what came out of it. Verbatim. This is no longer a debatable topic. He's guilty. According to the people at the Department of Justice.
Entertainment purposes, education purposes, I can't co-sign that.
Well, that's what the deputy director at the FBI said. At the FBI said. It's in the notes. Ooh. Can I find it real quick? Because that was a very interesting one. That's the vaccines that you want to talk about. We'll get to that. The unemployment rate. Oh, Epstein wired all that money. There's that. Oh, well. So let's dig into this economy. We talked about Epstein. Let's finish. Why do you think Alex Jones keeps going on about Epstein?
Because
the reason I keep going on, I'm gonna just for record, like very for real, you have over 1,000 women that had deplorable things happen to them, and people are defending the people that did it, hiding the people that did it. Like Trump sent somebody to go talk to Ghislaine Maxwell. But he said nobody to talk to. He doesn't even mention the victims. Why do you think that is? Do you think that's okay? Do you support that?
No, I want to talk about something else because I don't support it. How about that? Make sure I'm not feeding into it. So,
but if you're not going to talk about it at all, then you're complicit.
How? I'm not involved with anything.
Listen, so like nothing to see here. I'm not paying no attention to it. You're gonna pretend like it don't exist, all right?
Like the crime that affects me every day in the Bronx? Yes.
Really? What's the last crime you've seen?
In person? Or when I
heard all this crime. Oh my God, it's so horrible. I'm so scared to walk out the door. Oh my God, if I walk through, you go to the projects in Canvas in the Bronx. You don't seem real scared to me. So what's the last you be in the projects canvassing? What's the last crime you saw?
Well, in general, people don't witness crimes unless their victims are involved, even if they do see a crime. Long story short, we know crime exists. Just because Donald Trump says it exists doesn't mean it's not true.
Your personal experience that you're so up in arms about was crimes that this man is telling you that you hear about but don't see? Yeah, all right. Okay. Yo, there are demons lurking in the shadows. Don't walk into dark rooms. Because you believe that, right? You believe what people saying. There's $1 million under your bed. Go into your bed. I mean, if you're going to just believe what people tell you, you walk into projects yourself to canvas all the time. You don't see nothing, but people are telling you the crimes are there.
Just because I don't see a crime doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
But you're the one. You're out there. You're outside more than the average person because you're out. That's what you do. You out there and don't see it. You're out there more than the average person. So what that would mean is you would see more than the average person because you're out there and you don't see it.
Well,
I didn't have to.
everybody.
We
How
didn't have
about
this
this?
conversation prior. We've
Guess
never had this
what?
conversation before. So I
Guess
didn't even
what?
know when I asked you what your answer was going to be, but I still knew to ask you because I know that crime isn't as bad as you're making it out to be.
Well, guess
Otherwise, I
what?
couldn't have asked you that
I
question
I
and
I
know the
neglected
answer.
to mention. I neglected to mention a piece of technology that everybody should download. It's called the Citizen app. If you download the Citizen app and just sit back and let all the notification and police reports come in, you'll see what I'm talking about in these cities. So shout out to the Citizen app.
You're out there more than the average person and seen nothing. That's the bottom line. You're out there more than the average person and have seen nothing.
Crime exists, Leo. Nice try.
I'm not saying there's no crime. That's foolery. I'm not even saying that crime isn't. I'm saying that in the 90s and in the 80s, if you had been outside, you'd have seen something. I promise you that much. You wouldn't have walked through them damn projects. I tell you that much.
Yep.
But things have improved that much where you're out there and don't even see it because it's
Yes,
not
Leo.
nearly what it was. That's the amount of improvement there has
Need
been
somebody right in
and
the chat to help
continues
me
to
out.
be. So if it's gotten that much better, why is Trump sending in the troops again?
Because crime is still a problem.
So why do you think Alex? I asked you why Alex Jones isn't dropping the Epstein case. You don't want to talk about it. Why is Alex Jones up in arms?
Because Alex Jones have been chasing and finding out conspiracies for years. Remember Bohemian Grove with that? He was the first one to break that story with that big ass owl in the forest with everybody chanting, whatever the case may be. That's how he blew up. So Alex Jones, he's always onto something. So that's how he gets down.
He knows something. He
But then
knows
again,
he's
he's
guilty.
also one of the whistleblowers. I don't think you can call him that, but he's one of the person that actually sounded the alarm about Epstein files.
Oh, Joseph Schmidt, deputy director at the FBI, told a reporter on a Hinge date Democrats' names will be given from the Epstein files, while Republican names will be redacted. And of course, Ghislaine Maxwell was moved to protect Trump. Joseph Schmidt, deputy director of the FBI. Now, is it accurate? Who knows? You know what I do know? That the deputy director by the name of Joseph Schmidt has said it to a reporter and was recorded saying it. Ghislaine Maxwell was removed to protect Trump, so Trump is guilty.
So many accusations. Don't even say
Well,
allegedly
that's what
anymore. Trump is
listen. That's what
guilty.
Joseph Schmidt said. That's what Joseph Schmidt said.
So Joseph Smith say he's guilty?
Joseph Schmidt said that Ghislaine Maxwell was moved to protect Trump.
Okay.
That's what he said. Oh, you didn't hear about that one?
No, but I'm just saying, what is the man guilty of? I mean, she said he
Well,
didn't
he
do
was
anything.
guilty of doing things with Epstein. What do you think he was guilty of?
So far, none of the
There's been a
victims.
lot of people that said he was guilty, actually. There have
What
been victims that
victims?
came out. That's not true.
Well, victims. So you're telling me the victims came out and said Donald Trump is guilty.
Yes, he's been named, yes.
Okay.
So, anyhow, organizing their own list. Oh, yeah, and Epstein victims are organizing their own list since the Department of Justice interviewed Ghislaine Maxwell, who, for those of y'all that don't know, was working with Epstein. She was the one who picked up the girls for him. She molested them with him. She's the
Oh,
only one in the entire. She's guilty of it. She was charged and sentenced for it. This is not debatable. She's the only one on earth, in fact, that got charged and sentenced for the crimes that was committed with Epstein and all of his cohorts. She is the only one sentenced. And that is why Trump had to have her moved. What the victim said, since Donald Trump sent in his own private attorney, Todd Blanche, who was representing the Department of Justice, to interview Ghislaine Maxwell, and all he asked her was, is Trump guilty? And she was like, no. And then she got moved from a maximum security prison to a camp where she gets work release. They said they're going to compile their own list. You don't want to go after Trump? Fine. You don't want to go after the people? We're going to tell y'all who's on the list. Two of the people that were on the list, one where Epstein wired $100,000, another where Epstein wired $250,000. Donald Trump and his team, Pam Bondi and them, don't want their names released. Why? Why do you think that is? You still with me?
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's some noise in the background. Like I said in the previous episode, there might be a lot of innocent celebrities and people of influence on that list. For example, you could be an NBA ball player and went to Jeffrey Allen for a party and had a picture with the man. That was it. Next thing you know, you're being accused of this, that, and the third, and your whole career is destroyed in the public eye. So that's the reasoning that they given. And I tend to agree. But again, the Epstein situation is just not on my priority list personally, politically, but it's the gossip that of the day. But I think it's fading
Gossip
away, but
of
we'll
the
see.
day. That's a way of
Uh-oh,
phrasing
it's
it.
time for show and tell, family.
Dun, dun, dun. It's that time, indubiously. I don't know if you can see my screen as of yet. Huh. Oh, I see some of the things that this upgrade did. That's interesting. So, the Department of Justice says names of two associates Epstein wired his money to should stay secret. The Justice Department request came after NBC News asked a federal judge to unseal the names of two people Epstein paid and help protect from prosecution. So, it's more than just names he sent money to. He helped protect them from prosecution. So, you're protecting people that are guilty. Why are they protecting people that are guilty?
Well, again, there's okay, like a RICO case, there are too many moving parts of this situation with all the people involved. Understand?
Okay.
Using a broad brush for a
Wait a
whole.
minute, but I have a question because sometimes you got to explain certain things to me. Isn't this the same Trump, Pam Bondi, Department of Justice that asked for the files to be released from these very same courts?
Yes, it is, I believe.
So now that they're asking for the files, now all of a sudden it's like, no, I don't get the names. Which is it? So y'all didn't really want it in the first place. She was
Well,
fronting.
again, like I said, who knows what's happening behind the scenes that are greater power than Trump and the administration that's shutting us down. Just like a lot of things that, are going on where you thought Trump would be doing one thing when he's doing something completely opposite.
Yes, because half the time he doesn't even know where he is. So, all right, that's that. Moving forward, we're back at the Chicago situation. The Illinois officials say no to Trump's troops, calling it overreach. Trump says this is Chipacolypse, and his newly renamed Department of Defense, which is currently being called under the Trump regime Department of War. He says that Chicago is about to find out what the Department of War is. He is
Right.
threatening. That shit is crazy. He is talking about United States citizens are about to find out what the Department of War is about. Why doesn't he aim that at Russia and stop this war?
Well, again, like I always say, that's just Trump being Trump. And he's
It's not just
trolling
Trump
as
being Trump. You
always.
know what? Yo, so I was
He's
in the Navy.
trolling.
I was in the Navy in 1993 is when I went in, right? And I went into this naval base. There was only at the time there was only two training facilities for the Navy in the world. One was in Florida, the other was in Great Lakes, Chicago. I mean Great Lakes, Illinois. The year I went in, they shut down Florida. Since since then, there's only been one naval training facility for the United States in the entire world. At the present moment, Trump has military lining up at this base in Great Lakes, Illinois, to march on Chicago. He calls it Chipacolypse. Chipacolypse. Like he's talking about an apocalypse on an American city. At what point do MAGA wake up and say, "Yo, wait a minute, time out. This is a dictator." He's talking about
He's not a
an
dictator.
apocalypse. He's talking about an apocalypse on an American city. He literally gave it a nickname. What does it take?
You already know this man is a marketing and promotions genius. He's doing the shock and awe, mouthing off to get people to react. That's it. That's true Gemini. It's just Trump being Trump, and everybody's falling for it over and over again.
He's
Just
not
keep it
just
moving.
mouthing off. He's sending troops into cities. He's sending the military into cities. The mayor is like, "We don't need you. We don't want you." He is loud. He is clear. Posse comitatus means that should not happen. The law is you can't send it in. We didn't request it. We don't want you. We don't need you. What you're doing is illegal. It's unconstitutional. And Trump is like, Chipacolypse, we're sending in the troops. And he's got the troops lined up at the only naval training facility in the world. That's not just Trump being Trump. That's a dictator. He is lining up the troops
Oh, we're
to
not
march
pinned for
on
some reason.
cities. Well,
I
Trump
said
being
we're not
Trump is
pinned for some reason.
dictatorship. I'm sorry.
But okay. No, I'm saying that we're not pinned. So I was looking at the because we got 2,000 people. Shout out to them watching the feed. I was just saying we weren't side by side. But all right.
Yeah, thank you everybody for
So
coming. Yeah, I
besides,
noticed that as well, and we are pinned, as you can see.
right.
So I don't understand what's happening. We are definitely pinned. But no, we're not showing up here. I don't know what's going on. Again, this app updated and it hasn't been working right since. But we are pinned. You can see the pins, right?
On my
Or you
end,
can't
no.
see it on your side?
No.
And thank you everybody for coming. We appreciate you. Hey, Crizzy. I agree. This is not a Gemini thing. This is very different.
What? Let's see his chat. Oh boy. Shout out to Gritty J, one of our biggest fans.
All right.
Loyal.
Well, all right. So where we at? Chicago pushback. Prediction alert. Trump could target California's Gavin Newsom with an arrest. Wow. Yeah, that. So speculation is that since Trump can't be charged with anything that's considered an official act, that technically could send it to Gestapo and have Gavin Newsom taken care of prior to the presidential election. Technically, that is so. Is that something we should be afraid of?
No.
Why?
Because the president of the United States isn't going to do that. Gavin Newsom may go to a protest and get arrested by Tom Homan outside ICE. That sounds possible. But again, the president of the United States doesn't just come out of nowhere and start arresting other elected officials like that. So
I was reading off the wrong list, so you're probably not even with me. My bad. I was going on the list. I was just on the wrong one. Oh, I seemed like I was going random to you. My apologies. So,
Yeah, we're on number 8, right?
uh, okay. Well,
Because we did
Trump
Alex
wants to
Jones.
bring the G20 to his hotel. This is the mother of drifting.
That's a good word. Leo Grifter. Donald Trump, the president of the United States, is a good grifter. Yes, you hit it on the hair.
What does grifting mean?
The way it was explained to me is someone that leeches off somebody else's body of work and makes a name for themselves without doing all the work. Grifting.
Huh.
At least I think
Wow.
so, for entertainment and education purposes.
So that's why you don't understand why I call them a grifter. You don't know the definition of the word. That's fine. You could have just said
Let
that
me
and
have the
I would
Urban
have.
Dictionary. Let me have it. Here we
Well,
go.
I'd rather go to the dictionary and grifting. Let me see. Engage in petty or small scale swindling. Swindling. Grifting is swindling. Hmm. Yes, Trump's a grifter, without question. Swindler. He's a crook. So, the EU is threatened with more tariffs, Section 301. I don't know what Section 301 is. I meant to look it up and I didn't. So, let's see. Why is the EU being threatened with tariffs? Section 301 refers to a provision of the U.S. Trade Act of 1974 that grants the United States the Trade Representative, USTR, authority to investigate and respond to unfair, unreasonable, or discriminatory foreign trade practices that harm U.S. commerce. This response can include imposing tariffs, trade restrictions, or demanding compensation. The most prominent recent use of Section 301 was the imposition of tariffs on China imports stemming from an investigation in China's policies, technology transfer, intellectual property, and innovation. Oh, I didn't share that. My deepest apologies. Basically, he wants to, he's increasing the Cold War, because the tariff war is a Cold War. So he's increasing the Cold War with our nation's closest allies while siding with Russia, China, North Korea, and India. Prime Minister Carney wants to financially break from America. Why is that significant? Canada is our largest trading partner. Shit, we get electricity. New York gets electricity from Canada.
True.
Wanting to, this break is significant. The fact that they want to build up their army, they want to build up and be the strongest financial prospects in the G7. The G7 is breaking away from America as America rolls out the red carpets for Russia, as the president has a meeting with the world leaders and breaks to go call Trump, go call Putin and report to him. None of this is concerning.
No, not really. I mean, internationally, president is not doing too well, in my opinion, on certain things. But when it comes to the EU and Canada and everybody else that's supposed to be our allies, prove to us that you're our allies and just pay our country's tariffs what we're worth. We've helped your
We're
nation out. Now
already
it's time to help ours economically, in my opinion.
right. I understand you don't really, economics isn't your strong suit. So the things you're saying are not going to make sense to people. But I'm going to break it down like this, right? I want to sell you something. I want to sell you a jar of peanut butter. And you're like, all right, I'll buy that. You're selling it for $5, I'll take it. But I got to go through your man, right?
Oh
Your
God.
man's like, yo, I'm charging $3 extra for that jar of peanut butter. So should I sell you that jar of peanut butter for $2 because your man's asking for $3 out of that? even though the jar cost me $1 and it cost me $2 to make. So then I'd be selling you that jar of peanut butter and losing $1. If I pay for it because your man said so, that jar of peanut butter is gonna cost you $8 because your people put that extra money on there. Does that make sense? Why
Yeah.
should I pay $3 out of my pocket because your man said I need $3? That's your problem. You got to go through him to get it. You got to pay him that extra $3. I got to pay him the extra $3 because he's your man, not my man. I don't know that cat. I ain't paying his $3. That's your problem. I still want your business. I'll do what I can for you. I'll knock off 50 cents for you. But I'm not paying your $3. Talk to your man. You reduce that. That's your man. He ain't listening to me. You talk to him and get that price knocked down. I'm not paying it. And then you're gonna look at me and tell me, oh, you're not cool with me because you're not paying the extra $3. No, I'm not. I'll sell it to somebody else. Does that make sense? Or is
Okay.
that too complicated?
Well, my point is this. These countries wouldn't be where they are without the United States of America. Why not try to do their best to make us happy? Because they hate President Donald Trump. That's what the problem is. And it's not cool to
What?
cooperate with them in any regards. Get it? Got the goal on, get along. Must hate Trump.
Oh my god, this is crazy. All right, so let's try this differently. The countries are not making the decision to pay tariffs or not because countries don't pay tariffs.
Oh, God.
The companies inside of the countries pay the tariffs. Now, I'm a company in Germany and I'm selling a car for $1,000. There's a 25% tariff on it. So now that car is $1,250. You're buying the car for $1,000. It doesn't become $1,250 until it's in America. It's $1,000 till it gets to America. Has nothing that extra $250 doesn't happen until it gets to America. So you want me to knock off $250 because when it gets to your country, your president is charging you $250 extra? That sounds like a you problem. I'm not knocking my price down $250 because your president wants that. You deal with your president. What it costs here is $1,000. I send it to any place else, it's $1,000. Why am I going to give you a $250 discount? You're the richest company in the world. You can afford it. Does that make sense? Apparently, your president thinks you can afford it because he put the charge on there. If he didn't think you could afford it, you should take the price off. I'm not paying it. Is that logical? Can you comprehend it that way? Does that make
Well,
sense? Am I explaining it so that the audience understands?
um, the thing is that we all
Yes,
know
Chrissy. Michael Jackson called out Trump too. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was
Michael Jackson. Oh God. Yeah, let's not touch that. So we all know most of these countries, if they capitulate to Trump, it's going to be a problem. They have to just not like Trump or coordinate or work with him whatsoever. But at the end of the day, they still need the United States of America, so they should try to figure out a way to end this tariff war, give the country what the president needs to happen. That's it.
I don't
Or
understand what's
just
not
move your
going
companies
through.
to America. How's that sound? You didn't say that part.
Okay, I don't understand what's difficult about grasping this. I'm gonna say it a different way. The country has nothing to do with the company's decision on what they do with tariffs. That's up to the individual company. One company in the country can say, you know what, we'll pay the tariff, while another company says no. So you can't blame the country and whatever twisted thing this is about Trump deranged syndrome, which sounds a little bit narcissistic. I said it. There you have it. It's narcissism. It has nothing to do at all with the country. The country has no say so. Individual companies decide whether they're paying the tariffs or not. And no company is going to say, I'm not going to say as a company, well, all right, I'm going to pay the extra. It's a sales tax, bro. Yo, when you go to the store, you pay $1 for that plate. You want to buy a candle, it's $1 plus 7 cents. It's $1.07 because you got a 7 cent tax. The store is not paying the 7 cents. You're paying the 7 cents. You're paying $1 for that candle and the 7 cents on top of it. The company's not paying the tax. That's not realistic. That's not how reality works. Is that an easier way to explain it? Does that translate?
Well, keep in mind, Leo, whatever the company is in that country, their bottom line is to get funds from the American people to pay for that product. And then once the company receives the money, then they have to pay their employees, hence helping their economy. If they have a problem with the American dollar and us buying from them and they want us to incur their charge, we'll see what happens. In the meantime, the president's using the power of the tariff as a great economic negotiating tool for all these private country companies to complain to their governments like, hey, we need to do things differently.
And we're here complaining because prices are going up and we can't afford the goods. And you know what? They're looking around and closing the United States out of the economy and finding other buyers. It's not helping us, it's hurting us. Their government can't do anything about it. Their government can't talk to Trump. You can't talk to Trump. I can't talk to Trump. People that talk to Trump are telling them this is a good
Actually,
idea.
their countries can do something about it. Their countries impose tariffs on us over here. Understand? That's why it's a tariff war.
You can't
Look
really
forward to
still
something
believe
else
that,
because tariffs is not my strong suit. Long story short,
obviously,
we want
because
President Trump to win the tariff war, whatever that is.
no, we don't want a tariff war. Maybe you want him to win. Maybe you're a warmonger with this guy who wants the trophy for world peace or something stupid that he doesn't deserve
Oh
because
God.
he's engaged the United States into a Cold War. But when I would like to go back to being the strongest economy in the world, personally, without having to, because we were the strongest economy in the world. So I don't know why we need to. Obviously, things were going well. When the second, third, and fourth countries in the world couldn't amount, and we're talking about Germany, China, France. You put them together, all three of them, and they still can't touch the United States before Trump got in office. Now, what is happening? I believe what's going on is the economy is contracting. Is that not what's happening?
I don't know. So far, I'm hearing good things from the media, depending on what media, with Scott Bassett and what he's talking about. But again, economics is my short suit.
Well, okay. I guess I should educate you a little bit. Here we go. This is horrifying. Hiring slowdown continues in first jobs report since Trump fired the commissioner. So getting rid of her didn't McIntyre did nothing. Fresh jobs data on Friday showed a continued hiring slowdown in the first such release since a dismal jobs report last month prompted President Trump to fire the top officials tasked with compiling labor statistics. The U.S. added 22,000 jobs in August, according to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. The figure showed a sharp decrease from 79,000 jobs added in the previous month. The unemployment rate ticked up to 4.3%, but it remained at a historically low level. A previous jobs report showed a sharp slowdown of hiring over the summer, eliciting concern among some economists about a possible recession. The U.S. added an average of about 28,000 jobs over 3 months ending in July, which marked a major cool down from the roughly 196,000 jobs added on average over the 3 month period previous period. So let's get into some of these numbers. What do they mean? The jobs report on Friday for the month of June saying that the U.S. labor market had lost 13,000 jobs that month, much lower than the 14,000 Wow, much lower than a previous estimate of 14,000 jobs added. It marked the first monthly job loss since December 2020. I'll get back into this, but let's talk about what we just read, right? So, more people lost their jobs in the last month than any time since the last time Trump was in office. When Trump is in office, people lose jobs. Oh, I done knocked down my whole damn
Earthquake
thing.
at Leo's, but fact check. Remember, the people that are losing their jobs are mostly illegals, like at Hyundai. Oh, didn't see that coming, Leo, huh?
Oh, I'm glad you said that. Because now we'll continue reading this, which is, I'm messing up. I want to put my daughters back up. My daughters are the most important thing in this
Family
room.
ties.
That's my babies. Yeah. All right. Let us dig back into who's losing jobs. Is it in this report? Oh, it is not. Okay. Give me 1 second because we're going to touch that. We're going to put an end to the speculation of the things that you're saying. What demographics lost jobs summer 2025? Let's just see if I can pull it up really quickly that way. Because some of the things you're saying are at best inaccurate. Ah, all right. I guess this time we're going to go with Google.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hurry up. I can't be using this area much longer.
Key demographics that experienced significant job losses or stalled employment growth during the summer of 2025 included young people, black workers, and men in industries affected by trade policies. The overall U.S. market was weak, with a revised net loss of 13,000 jobs in June and disappointing growth. So, who lost jobs? Oh, there's a surprise. Black people. Didn't see that coming. And industries affected by trade policies. Huh, I guess that means tariffs. Young people, unemployment increased 10%. Employment to population ratio fell. The percentage of young people with a job decreased by 54%. Half the working kids lost their jobs under Trump this time. Worse for young men. The unemployment rate for young men was higher in summer 2025 than the previous year. Well, that's a good thing. It's better than it was under Biden. Low participation for white and Asian youth. Oh, white people and Asians too. Even white people are feeling the effects. But black workers. The unemployment rate for black workers rose to 7.5 in August, the highest level in almost 4 years, the highest since the last time Trump was in office. So when Trump is in office, our people seem to not do so well. Disparities increase. The black unemployment rate in August was more than double the rate of white workers at 7.5 versus 3.7. So when Trump is in office, black people suffer. Women's unemployment rose. For black women, the unemployment rate increased to 6.1 to 6.7 between June and July. My God. Historically sensitive. As is typical during economic downturns, black workers were among the first and hardest hit by the weakening labor market. Men in manufacturing and construction. Job losses tied to trade. The manufacturing sector. Manufacturing. Remember, he's going to bring manufacturing jobs? I'm going to bring manufacturing jobs. Tariffs are going to bring manufacturing jobs. Where jobs were predominantly held by men, continue to shed jobs in 2025. By August, they lost 78,000 positions for the year. Construction also contracted. The construction industry lost 7,000 jobs in June. I can keep going. We won't talk about federal workers, but recent college grads. The unemployment rate for recent college graduates spiked to 9.3%. That's 1 in 10 Americans. A significant increase from 5.4 in June. So twice as many college people graduating college are having a hard time finding jobs as they did under Trump. So that's his manufacturing industry, which he's going to bring jobs back. That's black people, which, why we always got to be the face of things. That's college graduates. That's women. The job market is showing his economic policies are disastrous for Americans. All right. I'm time to rebuttal. I'm shutting up. I don't got no more tea to sip on.
Let's just say that Americans still support the president more than the blue team, and that'll be always my fail safe because I'm freezing right now where I am.
Oh wow. Well, I'm afraid I have to shatter that one for you too, because we've gone over this. I don't even know why you would bring that up again. It's like that. You're in trouble if that's where you're going. It sounds like you're running out of options. Oh, don't want to go. Let's see. Uh, yeah, you might want to never say that again, because oh, all right. Trump's job ratings stay negative. Americans express strong support for, I don't know, 43 approve, 57 disapprove. That's not good. Donald Trump's approval rating flips with white voters. What does that mean in English? Let's take a look, because I don't know. CBS new polls on Trump. Oh, well, let's see what it says. What is this? September 7th. That's today. Hurry up, load. I'm kind of want to see what this is. This is interesting. According to polling by the Economist, YouGov, the proportion of white voters who support Trump has increased by 8% points after it previously declined. The polling rebound means Trump's approval rating among demographic is now positive. Well, there you go. He's in the positive. White people are a key group in Trump's base. More than 8 in 10 Trump voters in 24 elections were white. Huh. Most of his voters were white. There's a surprise. Pew Research Center found that 55% of white voters voted for Trump in 24, and in 2020, 54% of white people opted for him in 2016. So the majority of his voters are white. All right, so he's doing better with white people. I know that makes you happy. Will Trump have to run
Not
from the
really, but
economy?
okay.
Sorry?
I said not really, but okay.
Well, I mean, there's some good news. Somebody likes him.
Right.
I mean, the man is able to just put on screen that he's bombing boats. Like, yo, I don't know if you looked at it. Did you see that boat from Venezuela?
That what?
The boat from Venezuela.
That got blown up?
Yeah.
Well,
Did you see
carry out
it?
shout out to the Navy, right?
I think that was Space Force. I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah, I gotta wrap this
It
up,
was.
Leo. I gotta go. So, uh,
Oh man. I'll make this the last thing. There's so much we didn't touch on, but I appreciate you coming. But I'm definitely going to do this. This is important. Let's do this real quick, and then we're going to call it a night. Come on. Why are you doing this? I don't. Uh-oh. Come on. Because this man has to go. I've already shown you that the economy is suffering horrifically. So there's that. Trump is doing better with white people, even though black unemployment's at 10% now.
oh, God.
Listen, those are the numbers. What do you want from me? Those are the numbers. What do you want to say about that? Those are the numbers. How do you feel
One
about those
episode, we
numbers?
gotta do a role reversal where I talk negatively about Trump, you talk good about him.
There was a time we could have done that, but now he's just a dictator. I refuse. If you had said that to me 3 months ago, I would have done it. Now, I have nothing good to say about that man. Nothing. So, did
Oh
you see that?
God. Oh God.
Like,
Why do
take
you
a look
see
at this
so
boat.
black and white? I don't understand that, but okay.
That's the footage. Take a look at that boat. This is the drug smuggling boat. Look at this. Does this look like a? Those look like boats that could possibly hold drugs. Why can't I rewind this? Oh, here we go. Look at this boat. Come on, stop doing the little spinny thingy. Stop. No, I want to show this boat. Look at this boat. Does this look like a boat that's bringing drugs to America?
You never know. Can never be too safe.
Well, let me explain something to you about this boat that you obviously don't. Look at the boat. You can see who's on. There's not 11 people on the boat. You can look and see it. There's not 11. Yo, why did they do that? There was not 11 people on that boat. They're lying about they're going to tell you there's 11 Trinidad Baragua on the boat. You can look and see there's only like 6 people on there. You can see the entire boat. Like, what kind of stupidity they think Americans are? They must think Americans are real stupid. Let me tell you something else about that boat.
Okay.
That boat was a little rogue motorboat. That boat wasn't going to make it to America. So even if there had been 11 people on it, then there wouldn't have been room for drugs. And let's suppose they had a package of cocaine on there with 11 people. What was it going to get halfway here and start rowing? Like, the boat is not, it's not a ship. It's a boat. It's literally a boat. It's literally a boat. Look at this thing. Like, this is disgusting. The fact that you cannot convince people. Like, you can look and see what this is. You can look with your own eyes. There's not 11 people on that boat. There's no drugs on that boat.
We don't
maybe
know
there's
that,
drugs, but
Theo.
not enough to. You ain't smuggling no. You're not. Come on, look at that boat, man. The proper way to handle this, like you just literally bombed a boat from another country. What evidence did they have that was on that boat? That like what? Yo, you had
It's
troops inside.
classified. It's probably
There was
classified.
nobody inside of Venezuela.
Leo, just let the president have this one for the Navy's sake. You know, Navy versus Army. Let the Navy win this time. Get this one.
Just let them just go and kill people for no reason.
You heard the man. Trinidad, the gang was on there. Remember MS-13? They're cousins. Primos, I believe it's called.
Wow, you're more racist than the rest of the MAGA party.
I guess so.
You do understand that. Hold on. Oh my God, this is the boat. That is not a drug smuggling. Like,
We don't know
what
that.
he's gonna pull up? I know. If I don't know that, then they don't know that. If it came from Venezuela, and the U.S. obviously doesn't have people in Venezuela because what? Why don't they have people in Venezuela? Because they're after the president. So there are armed troops keeping the Americans out of Venezuela. How do you know? How would America know that people put drugs on their boat to smuggle over here if Americans not allowed in there? How did they know that? They didn't.
Oh God. We
They
don't
didn't.
know. We don't know what intelligence agencies see. So
It's just, yeah, this is the Trump play.
this is
The
all
riots are out of
speculation.
control. Crime's out of control. Drugs is coming. The immigrants are all murderers. They're eating your cats. This is the drug play.
And
This is the
dogs.
Trump play. Whatever. This is how Trump does it. He makes up some stuff and then he sends in military. This is what he does. Except for when it counts. When it's somebody that's important, he rolls out the red carpet. Literally. This is your Nobel Peace Prize winning president that's
Nominee.
bombing boats. You know what you're supposed to do here? Once it gets into American waters, which it wasn't on, so that was illegal. How do you know this boat is even coming to America?
We're not privy to that information. Disclosed, I guess. Redacted. Redacted.
A deported Venezuela, you do not know where this boat is going. If it's a ship, it's charted. A boat like this isn't charted. Look at this thing. This is something that you put off of a ship and you just play around in the water a little bit. You put some jet skis on behind it and get some girls to jump on and go jet skiing. This isn't a drug cartel boat, ship. This is a little jet ski boat, man. Look at it.
I've seen enough. I've seen enough.
This is Trump once again doing dictator stuff. He's about to say he wants to go into Venezuela, and that's what he's doing. He's now bombing boats with innocent civilians coming out of Venezuela. What do you think he's going to do in Chicago? He's going to leave them troops there until it's voting time and probably be like, yo, confiscate voting machines.
Okay.
I'm done for tonight. Because you're tired, you're cold, you're not able to have a conversation.
This is Jersey Shore. This is like a sea breeze, wind breeze. I'm like outside the house.
Well, everybody, thank you for coming. We definitely appreciate you.
Yes.
We'll follow this conversation up.
2K
Wow,
viewers
958 likes. Wow. Almost 1,000 likes. That's like almost half the people like the show.
That's good. We like you too.
Thank y'all for support. That's wonderful. That's amazing. Oh no, that's not our channel. I'm on the wrong channel. Oh, I was on the wrong channel. I feel stupid now. Anyway, I feel bad now. I was like, that's great.
Still 2,000 viewers strong. So thanks a lot, family.
We do a show. We do appreciate the love. That's the little boat that could.
Oh God.
Yeah, I wish it. I mean, I want to make jokes, but they literally just bombed that boat like that. That's.
It wasn't a bomb, it was a missile strike. There's a difference. Oh well. That's all we have for you tonight.
Please like, share, subscribe. We'll have more interesting conversations. I'm sure there'll be more rebuttals. We have shows coming on later this week. We have something coming out for y'all every day. Pay attention. Some of this stuff is intriguing. And my stance now is Trump's in bed with Putin. Always has been. That's why Putin cheated for him in the elections to get him in so they can try and take over the world. That's it. He's a villain from some soap opera plot. He's just doing everything but this with his mustache. I wish it was a joke. All right, thank everybody for coming. Dion, thank you for coming. Everybody have a good night. This is Leonard Sanderson and Dion Powell signing out.